This is the Dallas Morning News. It's Tuesday, February 17th. A mix of sun and clouds, but a bit on the breezy side today. The high will be 76. Some lingering clouds this evening with a low of 58. Here are today's headlines. The owner of a Dallas County warehouse that Immigration and Customs Enforcement had planned to use as a mega detention center said Monday it will not sell or lease the property to the federal government. Hutchins Mayor Mario Vasquez said, "God answered our prayers," after learning of the company's decision. Internal ICE documents revealed that the agency had wanted to use the warehouse in Hutchins to house up to 9,500 migrants as the agency pushes to fulfill President Donald Trump's mass deportation campaign. Majestic Realty Company said the Department of Homeland Security had contacted it to discuss purchasing the property. The California-based company said it has not and will not allow the property to be used as a detention facility for migrants, adding, "We look forward to continuing our work to find a buyer or lease tenant that will help drive economic growth." Vasquez said he had told the company that using the warehouse for detention would devastate Hutchins. In other news, for months, the attacks seeped onto social media, often framed as questions. The tensions continued to fester until they erupted this month at a Frisco City Council meeting. Roughly a dozen speakers, some wearing America First hats, railed against what they called an Indian takeover to raucous applause. Some argued without evidence that Indian Americans were committing visa fraud, echoing recent charges from Texas Republicans, and stealing jobs from Americans whose ancestors immigrated longer ago. Many said the fabric of their neighborhoods had changed so dramatically they no longer recognized the streets they call home. That meeting plunged Frisco, an affluent Collin County suburb known for high-ranking schools and a thriving business climate, into the precarious national battleground over race, identity, immigration, and opportunity. It also illustrated how legal immigration has come under a microscope as the Trump administration executes a sweeping plan to arrest and deport thousands of migrants. City leaders and Indian American residents sharply rejected what they called dangerous and divisive rhetoric. Both largely blamed outside agitators, noting that conservative influencers urged people to attend the meeting, and several of the speakers came from surrounding towns. Once a tiny farming town, Frisco's population exploded in recent years. From 2000 to 2026, the city grew from 33,000 residents to more than 245,000, a roughly 640% increase. Asians made up just more than 2% of the town's population in 2000, according to U.S. Census data. Now they account for 33% of its population. Next up, far apart on the Texas map, two counties delivered a stark contrast in 2024. Burnett County, a booming hill country enclave, led the state in voter turnout, and Maverick County on the Rio Grande, anchored by Eagle Pass, finished last. The gap was not just numerical. It marked a line between an older, more affluent area tied to Austin's growth and a borderland community where economic strain and access challenges can make voting more difficult. Now, as early voting kicks off Tuesday in the state's March 3rd primary, campaigns are counting on high-engagement counties to keep up their pace while pushing for gains in places where participation has lagged. Now, that matters because primaries typically draw a smaller, more motivated slice of voters. Even in the November 2024 presidential race, with a record 18.6 million Texans registered, only about 61% cast a ballot. And with that said, North Texas, it's time to head back to the polls again. The March 3rd primary election is fast approaching. Do you feel ready for the polls? The Dallas Morning News Voter Guide can help prepare you to cast your ballot. Check out the guide today at dallasnews.com/voter guide to compare candidates, get recommendations, and build your own ballot. Visit dallasnews.com/voter guide. Thanks for listening. For more on today's stories and the latest breaking news, visit dallasnews.com. Enjoy your day, and I'll be back tomorrow with more from the Dallas Morning News.